Good evening. Howdy, hi, neighbor. Your friend and mine, Steve the Baxman Baxley, and this is the Sunday Sports Final on my YouTube channel. We are presented by the LT Media Network, which is my own little pseudo company. And here we go with details and everything else you need in sports. Let's begin, first of all, with our continuation of the roster cuts. I think we'll left off with the I'm trying to think here. Oh, we just got that much. Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, the NFC North. All right. Let's go to the Bears of the NFC North. Running backs. Thank you. Running backs: Napoleon Maxwell, Artavius Pierce. Wide receivers: Alex Wesley, Rodney Adams, Thomas Ives, Reggie Davis. Tight end: Jesper Horsted. He's the only tight end that said bye. Defensive back: Kevin Tolliver. And, okay, I guess we screwed that one up, didn't we? Yes, we did. So we'll just do it this way. Running back: Napoleon Maxwell. Wide receiver: Alex Wesley. Wide receiver: Ahmad Wagner. Offensive lineman: Corey Levin. Defensive lineman: Lee Autry. Linebacker: Keandre Jones. Kicker: Cairo Santos. Defensive lineman: Abdullah Anderson. Cornerback: Steven Denmark. Defensive line: Lakeo London. Quarterback: Tyler Bray. Offensive lineman: Lashivius Simmons. Running back: Artavius Pierce. Offensive lineman: Dieter Iceland. Place PL. Whatever that stands for. Badera Traore, defensive tackle Trevor McSwain, linebacker Rashad Smith, linebacker Ladarius Mack, wide receiver Rodney Adams, wide receiver Thomas Ives, wide receiver Reggie Davis, offensive lineman Sam Mustafir, safety Xavier Crawford, linebacker Isaiah Irving, defensive back Kevin Tolliver, tight end Jesper Horsted. Let's keep going. We're going to be on here until 2 a.m., give or take. Lions, they cut tackle Dan Skipper, left safety Steve Wardle, running back Jonathan Williams, defense tackle Kevin Wilkins, guard Kenny Wiggins, cornerback D Version. Defense tackle Kevin Strong, tight end Matt Sokol, punter Arian Sipas, defensive tackle Olive Sagapolu, safety Bobby Price, linebacker Anthony Pittman, tight end Isaac Nauta, wide receiver Chris Lacey, wide receiver Tom Kennedy, running back Jason Huntley, defensive tackle Albert Huggins, running back Wes Hills, defensive tackle Frank Huron, safety Jalen Elliott, defensive end Will Clark, wide receiver Victor Bolden, quarterback David Blau, and guards Ode Abushi and Bo Benchoal. And we got some possible news from the Lions. We'll tell you about that as well. Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about and very little time to do that. So let's get going. The Pack, wide receivers Jake Camillo, Darius Shepard, Reggie Bagleton, Malik Turner, running back Dexter Williams, linebacker Tim Williams, tight end Evan Bayless, fullback John Lovett, cornerback Stanford Samuels, defensive tackle Wellington Prevalon, offensive lineman Alex Light, running back Demaria Crockett, offensive lineman John Legui, offensive lineman Cody Conway, offensive lineman Zach Johnson and Jake Hansen, linebackers Chris Barnes, Tipa Gallier, Greg Roberts, Delonte Scott, defensive backs Deshaun Amos, Will Sunderland, and Henry Black. As for the Minnesota Vikings, they had some. Running backs Troy Brooks James, linebacker Jordan Fair, defensive end Stacy Keeley, defensive end Anthony Zettel, defensive back Josh Metellus, defensive back Miles Dorn, wide receiver Alex Hollins, defensive back Stephen Parker, defensive tackle David Moa, offensive lineman Kyle Hinton, fullback Jake Bargas, quarterback Jake Browning, quarterback Nate Stanley, offensive lineman Aviante Collins, offensive lineman Brett Jones, linebacker Blake Lynch, offensive lineman Blake Brandel, cornerback Neville Clark, wide receiver Courtney Davis, tight end Brandon Dillon, cornerback Mark Fields II, tight end Nakia Griffin Stewart, offensive lineman Jake Lassina, linebacker Blake Lynch, cornerback Nate Metters, wide receiver Dylan Mitchell, and linebacker David Reese II. Atlanta Falcons, did they cut some folk in the NFC South. Defensive back, Dietrich Abrahams Jr., defensive tackle Hinwa Aliu, offensive tackle Kajan Armstrong, quarterback Ben Kirk, defensive back Jamal Carter, defensive back Chris Cooper, running back Mikey Daniel, defensive end Austin Edwards, offensive guard Justin Gooseberry, wide receiver Devin Gray, wide receiver Dwan Green, defensive back Tyler Hall, offensive guard Sean Harlow, defensive back Josh Hawkins, offensive tackle Evan Scisoric, offensive tackle Selosi Latu, quarterback Kyle Lalita, wide receiver Jalen McCleskey, tight end Jared Pinckney, running back Craig Reynolds, linebacker Edmund Robinson, wide receiver Chris Rowland, also Laquan Treadwell, linebacker Ray Wilborn, and defensive back J.J. Wilcox. Carolina Panthers, they cut some folks too. Defensive tackle Miles Abraham, defensive back Quinn Blanding, running back Reggie Bonifon, offensive tackle Brandon Bowen, defensive tackle Woodrow Hamilton and Bruce Hector, offensive guard Mike Horton, defensive back Jameson Houston, wide receiver Ishmael Hyman, defensive back Natrell Jamerson, defensive end Jalen Jelks, linebacker Jordan Kunesisk, defensive end Austin Larkin, wide receiver Markin Michael, offensive tackle Aaron Monterio, linebacker James Onwualu, linebacker Chris Orr, wide receiver Cam Phillips, tight end Giovanni Ricci, wide receiver Daryl Stewart, center Sam Trecklenberg, tight end Colin Thompson, kicker and punter Kar Vedvik, defensive back TJ Green, and defensive end Timerick Hemingway. For the Saints that came marching in. And here are the guys that are going to be marching out. Linebacker Anthony Chicalillo, defensive end Mario Edwards, wide receiver Benny Fowler III, offensive lineman Patrick Omame, defensive end Marcus Hunt, linebacker Joe Baki, wide receiver Emmanuel Butler, wide receiver Austin Carr, defensive tackle TJ Carter, linebacker Andrew Dowell, tight end Garrett Griffin, cornerback Kimon Hall, wide receiver Lil Jordan Humphreys, wide receiver Juwan Johnson, running back Tony Jones, linebacker Winton McManus, offensive lineman Jordani Steckler, tight end Tommy Stevens, offensive lineman Calvin Throckmorton, offensive lineman Cameron Tom, defensive back Keith Washington, and defensive end Ethan Wolf. And for the Buccaneers, guard Zach Bailey, running back Raymond Callis, linebacker Kazan Daniels, and along with Noah Dawkins, Michael Divinity, safety Dakota Dixon, center Anthony Fabiano, kicker Matt Gay, wide receiver Cyril Grayson, safety Javon Hagan, tight end Tanner Hudson, defensive lineman Jeremiah Ledbetter, guard Nick Leverett, tight end Cody McElroy, cornerback Herb Miller, wide receiver Brian Mitchell, running back Dare Ogunabowale, wide receiver Josh Pearson, defensive line Betting Potate, ILB Inside linebacker, Chappelle Russell. Running wide receiver, Spencer Schnell. Center, Zach Shackelford. Quarterback, Reed Sinnott. And cornerback, Mozzie Wilkins. In the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals had to cut some as well, and they cut big. Tight end, Ryan Becker. Offensive lineman, Steven Gonzalez. Sam Jones. Brett Toth. Cornerback, Zane Lewis. Defensive end, Adam Schuler. Cornerback, Jalen Davis. Wide receiver, Hakeem Butler. Punter, Ryan Winslow. Cornerbacks, Chris Jones. Jace Whitaker. Defensive back, Kentrell Bryce. Defensive end, Jonathan Bullard. Tight end, Dylan Cantrell. Defensive DL, Trevion Coley. Cornerback, Ken Crawley. DJ Foster. Cornerback, Chris Jones. Offensive lineman. That's what DL means. Defensive lineman. Offensive lineman, Coda Martin. Wide receiver, Andre Patton, along with A.J. Richardson. Linebacker, Reggie Walker. Wide receiver, JoJo Ward. Running back, Jonathan Ward. Linebacker, Evan Wheeler. Los Angeles Rams cut kicker, Austin McGinnis and Liram Hajrualu. Defensive back, Adonis Alexander. Linebacker, Daniel Betuli. Tight end, Kendall Blanton. Offensive lineman, Cole Cabral and Jamal Denby. Wide receiver, Ernest Edwards. Defensive back, Jake Gervasi. Defensive back, Juju Hughes. Running back, John Kelly. Offensive lineman, Jeremiah Colon. Wide receiver, J.J. Koski. Defensive back, Diane Lake. Defensive back, Tyreek McGee. Linebacker, Derek Moncrief. Wide receiver, Aesop Winston. Cornerback, Dante Deaton. Dion. Thank you, Dion. Defensive tackle, Marquise Copeland. Defensive back, Dante Dion. That's two of them? Wow. Defensive tackle, Michael Hoke. Linebacker, Clay Johnson. Linebacker, Natrez Patrick. Quarterback, Bryce Perkins. Linebacker, Christian Roseboom. Defensive end, Jonah Williams. San Francisco 49ers, their cuts. Cornerback, Jamal Taylor. Offensive lineman, Dakota Shepley. Wide receiver, Juwan Jennings. Offensive lineman, Ross Reynolds. Defensive lineman, Alex Barrett. Wide receiver, River Crackraft. Safety, Jonathan Cyprian. Defensive lineman, Darian Daniels. Linebacker, Evan Foster. Offensive lineman, Horonis Grazu. Tight end, Marquise Gray. Tight end, Chase Harrell. Cornerback, Tim Harris Jr. Running back, Jermichael Hasty. Fullback, Josh Holkett. Cornerback, Dante Johnson. Offensive lineman, Jared Jones-Smith. Defensive lineman, Deion Jordan. Defensive lineman, Cameron Malivo. Safety, Jared Maiden. Wide receiver, Sean Poindexter. Offensive lineman, William Sweet. Cornerback, Paul Taylor. Linebacker, Joe Walker. Wide receiver, Kevin White. And for the Seattle Seahawks, tight end, Stephen Sullivan. Quarterback, Denny Etling. Defensive end and linebacker, Shaquem Griffin. Quarterback, Anthony Gordon. Wide receiver, Paul Richardson. Fullback, Nick Bellor. Offensive tackle, Tommy Champion. Defensive tackle, DeMarcus Christmas. So there'll be no Christmas in Seattle. Wide receiver, Aaron Fuller. Wide receiver, Penny Hart. Cornerback, Gavin Hillsop. Defensive tackle, P.J. Johnson and Cedric Lattimore. Wide receiver, Lance Lenoir. Tight end, Tyler Mabry. Safety, Chris Miller. Defensive back, Ryan Neal. Cornerback, Debion Renfro. Defensive back, Jason Stanley. Wide receiver, Cody Thompson. And offensive tackle, Chad Wheeler. There you go. And if you want to know all the rest of them, even those that we couldn't do, or if we did, we forgot to do, go to, of course, the NFL section of CBSSports.com. Whew. Boy, that was a lot. That's why we took 2 days. Now, I wish we didn't. Oh, boy. All right. Let's get to the rest of the NFL and a bunch of other little items here. Let's get to the rest of the NFL. Yes, indeed. Okay, here is our NFL report. And it looks like some happy for the Pittsburgh Steelers as Cameron Haywood and the Steelers are finalizing a 4-year teleprompter going wrong way. 4-year, $71.4 million extension, according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Hayward, a 3-time Pro Bowler defensive lineman, was entering the final year of his contract. Together, Hayward would make $75.1 million over 5 years. Haywood offered confirmation of the extension late Sunday night. He said, "Pittsburgh is where I belong." The Steelers replied to Hayward with, "Here we go. We're excited that you're staying in Pittsburgh with a new 5-year deal through 2024. Now, 31st overall pick in the 2011 draft, Hayward became a starter in 2013. Over the past 8 seasons, Haywood, the son of former NFL Pro Bowl running back Craig Ironhead Haywood, why do they call him Ironhead, has become a key component of Pittsburgh's defense. He has recorded 54 sacks, 397 tackles, 79 tackles for loss, 30 passes defense, 6 forced fumbles, and 5 fumble recoveries in his career. A Pro Bowler each of the past 3 seasons, Haywood has recorded 26 sacks over the past 3 years while helping the Steelers' defense become one of the league's top units. Now, Haywood hasn't been shy about his desire to remain a Steeler, saying as much during an interactive meeting with the media last month. Haywood said via Joe Rutter of the Pittsburgh Tribune-Review, "I want to be here. We'll have to see what happens. We have a couple more weeks before the season. All I can focus on is what I can control, and we'll leave it at that." While the unusual offseason delayed contract negotiations for every NFL team, Steelers president Art Rooney II recently emphasized that the Steelers had not closed the door on prioritized player contracts regular season just around the corner. Rooney also emphasized that keeping Haywood in the fold was among the team's top priorities. So, welcome back. Hope you stay a long time. Okay, let's keep on a high note, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it on a high little notation. Okay, we gonna do this. We gonna do this right. Yes, sir. Okay. The Bears coach explains why he named troubled quarterback Mitchell Trubisky over Nick Foles. Chicago Bears made it official with head coach Matt Nagy naming Mitchell Trubisky the starting quarterback to begin the 2020 season. He beat out veteran Nick Foles, who competed with the former number 2 overall pick over the summer after being acquired by the team earlier this offseason. Now, despite that trade to bring the former Super Bowl MVP to town, Nagy elected to keep the status quo under center after seeing an improved Trubisky. Nagy told reporters on Sunday, "In the end, Mitch won the job, and I think that's very important for him, for us, for everybody to understand that he worked really hard to get to this point. We all know that we all, in a lot of different areas, struggled in 2019. What I think was most impressive from the end of the season until this past, decided to just control what he can control. He didn't worry about distractions. He didn't worry about other competition. What he did is just worry about getting better as a quarterback. With that said, we now together need to do that on game day. That's where you lose the preseason games and you lose some of the OTAs. You lose some of that evaluation process. For him to come through like he did, I'm excited for him. We are all really excited for this team." Trubisky told reporters he had a meeting with Nagy, and the head coach informed him that he was going with him as a starter for at the very end of their discussion. Specifically, Nagy saw Trubisky take a leap in his decision-making and noted that he was making some very accurate throws in the end zone. Trubisky's seamless fit in the offense was another key factor in making this decision. Almost in the same breath as explaining his decision to name Trubisky the starter, Nagy made sure to tip his cap to Nick Foles for coming in under very odd conditions and making this a competition. He also acknowledged the limited viewing that the team had of him due to the pandemic, shortening off-season workouts and eliminating the preseason. And upon hearing the news that he would not be the starting quarterback to begin the year for Chicago, Foles asked Nagy if he could call Trubisky to congratulate him, while also noting that he'd help him throughout the season to be the best quarterback he can be. All three of them were asked at some point on Sunday about a potential situation where Trubisky struggles in game, instead of shedding light on a scenario where Foles is possibly thrust into action for him. Each of them looked at this current decision positively and are trying to build strong momentum into 2020. Still, it will be interesting to see what happens if that situation does arise at some point throughout the year, especially after the coaching staff gets a longer look at Foles in their system. There you go. Okay, we continue onward. Here on our show, it's 15 past the hour of 1 o'clock. We're on until about 1:45 or 2 o'clock, depending on how our little cha-cha continues. Okay, let's keep going. Major League Baseball, and that means we do the scoreboard. Wow, here we go. I hope we did the right thing. Okay, let's go to it. Okay, we're just waiting for the cue because it's been a little while. Okay, let's shoot that again, guys. Thank you. Veteran umpire Joe West is well known in baseball circles, and a lot of times for the wrong reasons. File what is coming below under the wrong reason label as well. During Sunday's Nationals-Braves game in Atlanta, West appeared to eject Nationals president and general manager Mike Rizzo, who was sitting in his suite high above home plate. West even called security. Reports from those on scene indicate Rizzo was in the third section, but West reportedly told him to get out. That's just sad, isn't it? As someone who constantly ignores vitriol on social media after years of getting worked up about it, take it from I can't even imagine it was very loud coming from 3 decks away either. Be better than this. Shameful. Shameful! Let's give you the scores for Major League Baseball. As we can do that. Why? Simple. Because we can. And here we go with just 3 weeks left in the Magic season. Let's see how good everything is a final, and well, almost everything is a final. Well, yeah, it is. We're going to call it a final. Okay, we'll just wait for everything. Okay, let's get it done. Bottom of the 8th inning. It is Rockies 7, Dodgers 6, 7-11-0 for the Rocks, 6-9-1 for Dodgers. Here's the final scores for you. Orioles over the Yankees 5-1, 5-9-1 for the Orioles, 1-4-2 for the Yankees. Kramer gets the win for the Orioles. He's 1-0. Tanaka gets the loss for the Yankees. He's 1-2. Stewart, the right fielder for Baltimore, went 2 for 4 with 2 runs, a home run, and 2 RBIs. Kramer, the Baltimore pitcher, went 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, got 7 strikeouts and 3 walks. Braves beat the Nats by a score of 10-3, 10-13-0 for the Braves, 3-8-0 for the Nats, the World Series defending champions. Tomlin for Atlanta, the pitcher, went full 6, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 strikeouts, and no walks. Ozuna, the Atlanta left fielder, went 3 for 5, got a run, a homer, a double, and 4 ribs. Mets swacked the Phils 14-1. 14-17-0 for the Mets, 1-4-2 for the Phils. DeGrom gets the win for the Mets. He's 3-1, and Nola gets no love by the Phils. He got the loss, 4-3 is his record. DeGrom, the Mets pitcher, went 7 full, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, got 12 strikeouts and 2 walks. Alonso, the Mets designated hitter, went 3 for 5. 2 runs, 2 homers, a double, and 3 RBIs. Tampa Bay Rays beat the Miami Marlins by a score of 5-4, 5-6-1 for the Rays, 4-8-0 for the Marlins. Yes, sir, Rebub. I can't tell anymore. Curtis for the Rays gets a win. No, Kinsler gets a loss. He's 1-3. Rogers for Miami, the pitcher, goes 6 full, gives up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, got 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. Rosarina, Tampa Bay center fielder, goes 3 for 4, got 2 runs, 2 homers, and 2 ribs. All right, Indians over the Brewers, 4-1, 4-8-0 for the Indians, 1-7-0 for the Brewers. Bieber gets the win. He's for the Indians. He's 7-0. Anderson is pegged with the loss for the Brews. He's 2-3, and Hand gets his 11th save for the Indians. Hand, hey. Pitcher pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, no strikeouts, and no walks. Bieber, Cleveland's pitcher, pitched 5 full, gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. Pirates over the Reds, barely 3-2, 3-9-0 for the Pirates, 2-3-2 for the Reds. Rodriguez gets the win for the Pirates. That's his first. He's 1-2. Iglesias gets the loss for the Reds. He's 2-3. Rodriguez, the Pittsburgh pitcher, went 1 full inning, gave up no hits, no earned runs, got 1 strikeout, and no walks. Anton, Cincinnati pitcher, pitched 5 full, gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts, and 2 walks. The Toronto Blue Jays beat up on the Red Sox of Boston 10-8, 10-15-1 for the Jays, 8-10-0 for the Bo Sox. Hatch gets the win for the Blue Jays. He's 3-1. Hall suffers his second loss in 2 tries. He's 0-2, and Dolis gets his second save for the Blue Jays. Dolis, the Toronto pitcher, took 1 inning, didn't give away a hit or an earned run, got 2 strikeouts and no walks. Peraza, the Boston left fielder, went 1 for 2, got a run, a homer, and 2 RBIs along with a walk. White Sox clobbered the Royals 8-2, 8-13-2 for Chicago, 2-8-0 for the Royals. Cucho gets the win for the White Sox. He's 6-2. Harvey for the Royals is 0-3 with the loss. Encarnacion, the Chicago White Sox designated hitter, got 2 for 5, a run, a home run, and 4 RBIs. Cucho for the White Sox pitcher, pitched 5 full, gave up 2 hits, no earned runs, got 2 strikeouts, and no walks. The Tigers broke away from their slump, thank God, and they still see a playoff spot. They just keep winning. Well, they beat the Twins 10-8, 10-17-0 for the Twins, 10-17-0 for the Tigers, 8-13-2 for the Twins. Funkhauser gets the win for the Tigers, split the uprights, he's 1-1. Romo gets the loss for the Twins, he's 1-2, and Garcia takes home his first save for the Detroit Tigers. Rosario, Minnesota left fielder, went 2 for 4, run, a homer, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Funkhauser for Detroit pitched 2 full innings, gave up a hit, an earned run, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. San Francisco Giants beat up on the Diamondbacks of Arizona 4-2, 4-10-0 for Giants, 2-8-0 for Diamondbacks. Barragar gets win for Giants. He's 5-1. Young gets a loss for Arizona. He's 1-3, and Rogers gives the Giants his 3rd save. Solano, the San Francisco second baseman, went 3 for 3, a run, a homer, a double, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Rogers, the San Francisco pitcher, went 1 full inning, didn't give away a hit or an earned run, got 2 strikeouts, and no walks. Angels beat the Astros 9-5. What a way to make a living. For the Angels, 9-12-1. For the Astros, 5-6-0. Myers gets a win for the Angels. He's 1-0. Valdez suffers the loss for the Astros. He's having it, 3-3. Myers, the California Angels pitcher, went 1 inning, gave up no hit, no earned run, got 1 strikeout, 1 and no walks. Barria, pitcher for the Angels, went 5 full. Gave up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, got 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. Padres beat the Athletics 5-3, 5-9-1 for the Pods, 3-8-0 for the Athletics. Richards gets the win for the Pods. He doubles it up, 2-2. Fears gets a loss for the Athletics. His record is now 4-2, and Rosenthal gets his 8th save for the Padres. Richard, the San Diego pitcher, went full 7, gave up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 9 strikeouts with no walks. Rosenthal, the San Diego pitcher, pitched 1 full inning, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, got 1 strikeout, and no walks. Mariners over the Rangers 4-3, 4-4-0 for the Rangers, 4-4-0 for the Mariners, 3-7-0 for the Rangers. Dunn was done for the Mariners. He's 3-1. Lyles gets the loss. He's 1-4, and Hirana gets his first save. Dunn for Seattle pitched 6 full, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Hirano for Seattle, their pitcher went 1 full inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 strikeouts, and no walks. And finally, the Cardinals hand slapped the Cubs by a score of 7-3, 7-12-0 for the Cards, 3-6-1 for the Cubs. Hudson gets a win for the Cards. He's 2-2. And Hudson gets a win for the Cards. He's 2-2. Lester gets a loss for the Cubs. He's also 2-2. Bader for St. Louis, center fielder, 3 for 3, a run and 2 doubles. Hudson, the St. Louis pitcher, went 5 full, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. That's your Major League Baseball scoreboard. Not mistake-free, but who among us doesn't? Let's go now to the NBA, if we may. And maybe we won't. Yeah, we will. There it is. All righty. Well, the Houston Rockets fell back down to earth. They lost to the LA Lakers in Game 2 of their semifinals. I guess you could say. Lakers defeated the Houston Rockets by a score of 117-109. And we got another game for you. That's right. Another fun-filled fiesta. As the Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Miami Heat by a score of 118-115 in overtime. Miami leads series 3-1. Middleton for Milwaukee, 36 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Adebayo for Miami, 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. By the way, in the Lakers-Rockets game, that series is tied at 1. Harden got 27 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists. Davis, 34 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. And a little news from the National Basketball Association and the playoffs therein. It looks like an ankle. Yeah. Giannis has re-injured his ankle. His status for Game 5 is unknown. So there you go on that level of insanity. Of course, we got more insanity for you, but we've already reported that. Okay. Let's keep going. A little college football for you. As you know, college football has already started their season in some areas. Meanwhile, the Big Ten continues to stick with not playing. However, well, that may not be for long. Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh joined parents and players Saturday in a walk to protest Big Ten's postponed season. At the rally, he voiced his support for the league to reverse course and insisted on starting the season soon, saying the Wolverines could be ready to play in 2 weeks if the league changed its mind. We want to play as soon as we possibly can. That's our position. We're ready to play as soon as we possibly can. Now, conference presidents from the Big Ten met last month and decided to cancel the league's college football season for the fall with the hopes of playing in spring of 2021. They were the first major conference to make such a decision, with the Pac-12 following their lead. The other three major football conferences, the SEC, ACC, and Big 12, are still pushing ahead with the fall season. The Big 12 and ACC start their seasons, respectively, this week, while the SEC will start their season in late September. Coaches, with movements on social media and online petitions gaining traction in recent weeks, its decision was made because of multiple factors, according to the conference at the time of the announcement, including the medical advice and counsel from its panel of experts. Harbaugh was joined by his daughter at the rally, as well as some of his players, among them quarterback Dylan McCaffrey. The protests took place the same day the Wolverines were originally scheduled to open their 2020 season. So there you go. Let's get a little cyclical here, folks, as we go. Well, we don't have any NHL to report because they took some time off before. Oh, wait a minute. Did the NHL? No, they didn't take time off. Did they? Or did they not? Let's find out, shall we? Well, I guess they did. As Dallas defeated Las Vegas 1-0 in their Game 7. Or is that Game 1? I think it is Game 1, Steve. Yep, it is Game 1. Okay, in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, it was the Dallas Stars over the Golden Knights, 1-0. Dallas leads the series now, the best 4 out of 7 by the nard of 1-0. Could have been Klingberg for Dallas and Fleury for Las Vegas were your 3 stars of the action. Wow. So they started last night or they started today. So there we go. Do we have a complete brackets and everything for coming up? And by the way, so many families will be allowed in Edmonton in the bubble, as they say. So, where do we go with the conference finals? Yes, sir. Okay, we got the conference finals for you. That's right. And here we go. For the East, it'll be Tampa Bay against the New York Islanders, and they start tomorrow at 7 with Game 1, 8 p.m. on NBCSN. We'll give you the Canadian ones tomorrow. Wednesday, Game 2, 8 p.m. on NBCSN. Game 3, Friday night, September 11th, will be at 8 p.m. on the USA Network. Game 4 will be Sunday, September 13th at 3 on NBC. Game 5 and 6 and 7, the if necessary, NBCSN. And Saturday, September 19th, 7:30, NBC. The Western Conference, Game 1, we already know about. Game 2, Tuesday, September 8th, 8 p.m. on NBCSN. Game 3, Thursday, September 10th, 8 p.m., NBCSN. Game 4, Saturday, September 12th, 8 p.m. on NBC. Game 5, 6, and 7, if necessarily. Monday, September 14th, Game 5, 8 p.m., NBCSN. Game 6, Wednesday, September 16th, 8 p.m., NBCSN. And Game 7, Friday, September 8th, 9 p.m. on NBCSN. So there you go. We gave you all the things. And then, of course, the winners will meet for Lord Stanley's coveted chalice. There you go. We were. And aren't you glad we're here now? Good. We're making up for good time. Well, it had to happen, and it did. And unfortunately, it cost Novak Djokovic his streak and a chance to make history as well. That's right, Novak Djokovic was defaulted, or as we normal folks say, disqualified in the fourth round, the U.S. Open for 2020 on Sunday, after errantly hitting a ball in frustration that struck a line judge, appearing to have trouble breathing. Djokovic, a 17-time Grand Slam champion, top seed in this year's U.S. Open, was disqualified from the tournament. Not very good. U.S. Open released a statement shortly after Djokovic was defaulted or disqualified. Why don't they just be normal and say it? In accordance with the Grand Slam rulebook, following his actions of intentionally hitting a ball dangerously or recklessly within the court, hitting a ball with negligent disregard of the consequences, the U.S. Open referee defaulted Novak Djokovic from the 2020 U.S. Open. Because he was defaulted, Djokovic will lose all ranking points earned at the U.S. Open and will be fined prize money won at the tournament, in addition to any or all fines levied with respect to the offending incident. The default came after several minutes where Djokovic pleaded his case to tournament officials that he did not intend to hit the line judge. It was the second time he hit a ball in frustration after a point in the set of his match against Pablo Carreno Busta, and this one came after Busta broke his serve at 5-5. Carreno Busta now moves on to the quarterfinals. After the match, Carreno Busta told reporters he was stunned by what he saw. I was in shock. I never expected this moment playing against Novak. When they were talking at the net, I just tried to be focused in case we had to continue playing. I needed to be ready in case we had to continue. Hours after the incident, Djokovic took to Instagram to apologize to the line judge and the U.S. Open with a statement. This whole situation has left me really sad and empty. I checked on the line's person, and the tournament told me that thank God she's feeling okay. I'm extremely sorry to have caused her such stress. So unintended, so wrong. I'm not disclosing her name to respect her privacy. Yeah, she'll be on CBS tomorrow and NBC as well. As for the disqualification, I need to go back within and work on my disappointment and turn this all into a lesson for my growth and evolution as a player and human being. I apologize to the U.S. Open tournament and everyone associated for my behavior. I'm very grateful to my team and family for being my rock support and my fans for always being there with me. Thank you, and I'm so sorry. Now, according to tennis writer, yeah, he is a rotter, not a writer. According to tennis writer Ben Roethlisberger, Djokovic tried to downplay the incident on the court, reportedly saying she doesn't have to go to a hospital for this, before he eventually left the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Djokovic is known to be a demonstrative player on the court. In moments of frustration, when asked about those moments at the 2016 ATP Tour Finals, he was defensive. According to USTA officiating scenarios and interpretations guide, Djokovic's actions fall under the category of ball abuse, which includes following situations: deliberately hitting, throwing, or kicking a ball that is not in play that hits a person; deliberately hitting, throwing, or kicking a ball that is not in play that leaves the playing area; or deliberately hitting, throwing, or kicking a ball that is not in play that comes close to hitting a person; or deliberately hitting, throwing, or kicking a ball that is not in play in a manner that could cause damage or harm. With Djokovic out of the tournament, the U.S. Open will now have a first-time Grand Slam winner. Furthermore, a men's Grand Slam will have a winner that isn't Djokovic, Federer, or Nadal for the first time since Stan Wawrinka won the 2016 U.S. Open. Ouch. It's 38 minutes past the hour of 1 o'clock. We've got a few sparkly minutes, and then it is off we go into the wild snooze yonder. Let's get you up to date on golf before we hit some other dusted news, including a report that continues. There we go. So, who indeed won? Well, the Tour Championship of 2020. Dustin Johnson did what he's done in each of the last 4 tournaments he's played on Sunday at the 2020 Tour Championship. DJ played his way into the final pairing on the golf course, entering the final round this time with a sweet little 64 to put distance between him and the rest of the field at East Lake Golf Club. Johnson drove the ball in round 3, which was a massive script flip from the second round. He hit 11 of 14 fairways, 9 more than he did Saturday, and finished second in strokes gained off the tee. It led to 7 total birdies, a 64, and a runaway train that is not likely to be caught on Monday as the last event of the 2019-2020 PGA Tour season comes to a close. DJ has never won a Tour Championship, but he'll take a 5-stroke lead into Monday's final round on Justin Thomas and Xander Schauffele, who split the Tour Championship and FedEx Cup back in 2017. They will play with $15 million on the table and possibly the Player of the Year award if we're looking at DJ and JT. Johnson will be tough to catch, though. He's lost to just 2 golfers in the last 5 weeks, Colin Morikawa at the PGA Championship and Jon Rahm in a playoff last week of the BMW Championship with a 5-stroke lead and only 18 holes left. It's going to take a miracle for him not to end up as champion. And if he's going to be caught, well, it's not likely. He's blown bigger leads before. Who may have a chance? We'll just have to wait and see. I think tomorrow's action will be on NBC's Golf Channel. So there you go. All righty. Let's get over and over again. Let's see some news from folks at Awful Announcing. Oh, boy, I tell you. Things are hopping. Things are happening. But tonight, it doesn't look like nothing's happening. We are, by the way, want to remind you that Wednesday night, it begins. That's right. Wednesday night, kids. It begins with. That's right. Football season begins, and that only means one person. The rabbi is back, and he'll be giving us his predictions Wednesday night right here in the Sports Final and Saturday night for the Sunday games. That's right. He's doing it all. So please watch. He had 95% last year. I sucked. I had the lead for most of the season, but my mom came back and tore me a new one. There you go. But this year, we now have a third member, and that is, of course, Uno, the mouse assassin. That's right, Uno. She meowed a request to go into the seat that once a mighty dog named Misty, the Chihuahua Terrier, once sat. So she'll be doing so. Uno will be doing her predictions as well on Thursday and Saturday night. So there you go. Wednesday and Saturday night. Thank you. Okay, let's give you a little media bite. And it looks like the Tony Bruno show is done. That's right. It's hard to deny that Tony Bruno is one of the pioneers of what we would consider the national sports talk radio model. He was one of the original hosts for both ESPN Radio and Fox Sports Radio. In 2006, he moved to Sporting News Radio, where his show appeared on XM satellite radio as well. His LA-based show Into the Night with Tony Bruno was eventually syndicated across Fox Sports Radio until 2011. After a stint in Philadelphia, requisite podcast, and a brief retirement, Bruno returned to Sirius Radio this past April with Tony Bruno's show with Harry Mays, airing weekdays from 3 to 6 on the Dan Patrick Radio channel. As we all know, you don't last long in sports talk radio without some hot takes, and Bruno was always ready to serve up some. And Bruno's takes got him into trouble on more than one occasion. In 2011, he referred to San Francisco Giants pitcher Ramon Ramirez as a legal alien in a deleted tweet and was suspended for it. In 2018, in response to reports of a mass shooting in Florida, he made a rather insensitive tweet conflating it with a Madden video game tournament in the same city, and a recent tour of his Twitter feed is basically what you might expect. Like so many older sports talk radio hosts of his ilk, unless you're part of Bruno's built-in audience, you probably haven't heard much of his show in recent years. So you might have even been surprised to know he had a show right now at all. Had being the operative word, as Bruno's show was axed by both Sirius XM and Sportsman this week following comments he made on the air in a dust-up with the new Deadspin. Crossing Broad had the details. Our saga begins on August 24th show when Bruno brought up a meme involving LeBron James and how he only reads the first page of a book he's photographed with, the implication being that LeBron is lying when he claims to have read books like the Malcolm X one he recently showed reporters. There's already a dubious racial undertone to the meme, and intended or not, it's hard not to feel it as Bruno and his co-hosts discuss with Bruno, calling it a scam before a commercial break. When they came back, Bruno starts in on a diatribe about LeBron James and his support of Black Lives Matter, and that's where things really went into the toilet. We won't say anything or repeat the offense. They seem to try to steer the conversation back to what happens on the court, though it's clear he shares Bruno's assessment of the situation. Bruno then digs in by making the wild accusation most NBA players can't even read, a long-standing racist trope, so I listen to what they have to say. On Wednesday, Deadspin's Thomas LaForgia wrote up the quotes in an article entitled NBA Players Can't Read, Idiot Proclaims on Radio. And while there are many people who have sworn off the new version of Deadspin for many aforementioned reasons, Bruno is apparently still a reader, or at least has a Google alert for his name. Soon after the article posted, Bruno went on his radio program and, per Barrett Sports Media, countered that assessment. Strangely, and we won't read that either. Strangely, Bruno seemed to have less of a problem with Deadspin reporting what he had said than with the grammar style they used to report it. For the record, Bruno and Deadspin didn't always have a contentious relationship. Bruno even sat down for an interview with AJ Daulerio back in 2008. However, relations between the two sides are now icy as ever, and they won't get much better now that Bruno's latest show is officially done via statement given to Deadspin. Ooh. Huh. So there you go. So Tony Bruno will probably still be on Twitch. If so, good luck. CBS is developing a TV on Andre Dawson running a funeral home after retiring from baseball. That's nice. And that's about it on that. We got time for scores, or do we not? Well, we got to have time to do scores. I mean, we got about 6 minutes before we say our goodnight. So let's get to the board. It's scoreboard time. And here we go doing the scoreboard fandangadoody. Okay, let's get on with the diggly daggly doogly. Okay. Yeah, now it's doing a little rating here. Nations League in Europe, League A, Spain over Ukraine 4-0. Germany and Switzerland tied at 1. League B, Wales over Bulgaria 1-0. Russia over Hungary 3-2. Finland over Ireland 1-0. Serbia and Turkey ended in a 0-0 tie. League C, Slovenia over Moldova 1-0. Greece over Kosovo 2-1. And in League D action, it was the Faroe Islands over Andorra 1-0. Malta and Latvia ended in a 1-1 tie. Great. You know what we got to do now? We got to go back. Okay, open a new window. Okay. Gotta find something. Okay. Or do you think we would better sign off here? Because I don't know if that's going to help us in any way, shape, or form. Okay, we'll just thank you. Thank you for your support. While we're at it, let's say thank you to my Facebook friends, my Twitter friends, and my Instagram friends. Say hi to you folks out there. Great to have you amongst us. Okay, leave us to continue. Okay, let's give you some Japanese baseball, and let's do it fast because I don't know if that's going to hold. The Chiba Marines over the Fukuoka, Fukuoka Silverhawks 4-2. 4-3-0 for the Marines. 2-6-0 for the Silverhawks. Ishikawa for the Silverhawks gets a loss. He's 6-1. Futaki for the Marines gets a win. He's 3-2. Seibu Lions over the Nippon Ham Fighters 4-2. 4-6-0 for the Lions. 2-7-0 for the Ham Fighters. Verhagen gets a loss. He's 5-3. Matsumoto gets the win. For the Lions, he's 2-3. The Oric Buffaloes over the Rakuten Golden Eagles, 9-6, 9-12-2 for the Buffaloes, 6-11-0 for the Eagles. Fukui for the Golden Eagles gets lost. He's 0-4. And Ayada gets the win. He's 1-0 for the Buffaloes. Yokohama Bay Stars over the Hiroshima Carp by a score of 8-5, 8-14-0 for the Bay Stars, 5-8-2 for Hiroshima. Kemna for Hiroshima gets a loss. He's 0-1. Kaioyama for Yokohama gets the win. He's 1-0. The Yakut Swallows beat up on the Chunichi Dragons 10-3, 10-15-0 for the Swallows, 3-7-1 for the Dragons. Ogawa for the Swallows won it. 8-2 is his record. Rodriguez for the Dragons gets a loss. He doubled up. He's 2-2. And we go to South Korea Baseball Organization. Doosan Bears defeated the SK Wyvern 10-0, 10-14-1 for the Bears, 0-3 for the Wyverns. Kia Tigers over the Hanwha Eagles 8-4, 8-10-0 for the Tigers, 4-10-1 for the Eagles. KT Wiswang barely got out and beat the Kowloon Heroes 8-7, 8-12-0 for the Swan, 7-9-1 for the Heroes. The LJ Twins defeated the Lottie Giants 7-1, 7-14-1 for the Twins, 1-3-2 for the Giants. Samsung Lions over the NC Dinos 5-3, 5-10-0 for the Lions, 3-5-0 for the Dinos. And that, my friends, is going to put a wrap on this for tonight. We want to thank you all very much for tuning in this late in the evening, now early morning, and from all of us here, thank you very much. Domo arigato, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. See you all tomorrow night. Until then, may your favorite sports team always be winners. Good night, America, whomever and wherever you are. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. See you tomorrow night, probably around 11:30, 11:45. Good night, everybody. I'm Steve Bexley. Nope, it's this one. Okay, in this room. There we go. Good night. See you tomorrow.